All right, we all know what we eat can have a direct correlation to our moods. There are foods that can help us ease anxiety or stress and help us feel more alert and present. I recently spoke with Dr. Shawn Talbott, a psychonutritionist and author of the new book, Mental Fitness, about the link between foods and moods. Dr. Talbott, so happy to have you here. I know many of us are kind of entering a new season. We're wanting to feel better, be happier. And you say a lot of it has to do with what we put in our body, depends on the mood that we're in.
Exactly. Our mood is determined in large part by our food. And, people sometimes, if they're not in a very good mood at all, they'll reach for a cup of coffee, or they'll reach for some gummy bears, or they'll reach for, an energy drink or something like that. And that might, wake you up a little bit or put you in a happy mood for a little bit. But if you want long-term good mood and happiness and resilience and focus, you really have to do it in a more comprehensive way.
Okay, so you got some great information for us today. Where do we start?
Yeah, so I have a new book coming out in just a couple of weeks called Mental Fitness that talks about all of this. But I try to talk about good mood from the perspective of what I call the three brains: the brain in your head, the brain in your gut, and the brain in your heart. So these three brains, if we feed them the right food, we can feel amazing all day long. Good energy in the day, good relaxation at night. We're just at a high level of what we call in research vigor. And the place to start with that, I'll start you right in the middle here. This is with the brain foods. People sometimes will reach for coffee or tea, and they won't realize that it's not really the caffeine that's giving you that boost of energy. It's these compounds called flavonoids and compounds called theanine. And so in green tea, you get this compound called theanine that can wake up your brain, but actually put you in a state of relaxed alertness, which an athlete might call that the zone. So we can use these kinds of things to really sort of wake up our brain without the side effects of jittery caffeine and too much sugar and things like that.
Okay, so maybe forego that third cup of coffee and get a nice glass of green tea.
Yeah, or try some of the foods that you see over here on this side. So things that are high in compounds called flavonoids or polyphenols, grapes and apples and all the berries and even dark chocolate. The darker you can get, the better. Those flavonoids are going to open up blood vessels to the brain and activate parts of the brain that are associated with memory and good mood and motivation and happiness. And so these are my go-to foods. If somebody is not feeling their best, I'll say get more flavonoids in your diet, and your mood is going to come back like magic, almost as if you had taken an antidepressant or something like that.
I've seen it a lot in journalism, especially those of us that used to work the night shift, have a little piece of dark chocolate kind of before a show, right? And it really just, there's the satisfaction of it, but then there's the chemical part of it as well that's helping.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so it tastes good, but then it also makes you feel good because of these compounds that we call polyphenols. There's a really cool polyphenol in mangoes that we've just recently started using to help with motivation. So we can use that and put it into little powders and things like that if people don't like the actual mango, to really give you that mental motivation.
All right, some great foods there. What else? What else should we be looking for?
So the other part of it is let's switch away from the brain and talk about the second brain and the third brain, the brain in your gut and the brain in your heart. The brain in your gut can really be helped with fermented foods, things like yogurts and kombuchas and kimchis and things like that. So I've got a couple of yogurts here that can help with the production of neurotransmitters in your gut, serotonin to make you happy and dopamine to help you be motivated. So the gut is a really, really important part. And then when we tell people about the brain in their heart, we're talking about heart health. So we talk about healthy fatty acids. And so we're usually saying eat nuts and, chomp on some almonds and some walnuts and things like that. But we just discovered this with some researchers at MIT. There are compounds in a particular oil called palm oil that we can extract out, and those help with mood. We've been able to show depression goes down, confusion goes down, fatigue goes down, and people just feel amazing. So we can take all these foods and take these actual bioactives, and we can put them into a little powder. We can put them in with a little scoop so that, a product like this, Amari Energy or Amari Edge, has these beneficial compounds, so you can mix it up with whatever you want. It makes it convenient for people who are on the go.
Dr. Talbott, such great information. Anything else before we wrap up here?
I think the more that people can do each of these three brains, don't think if you're just feeling and not in a good mood here in your brain, don't forget that it's also in your gut and it's also in your heart. And the more of that you can do, what we call the gut-heart-brain axis, the better you're going to feel in every situation.
To learn more about the relationship between food and your moods, you can visit doctalbot.com and Doc Talbot on all social media platforms. I was working on this yesterday, so instead of going for that cup of coffee before my drive home, I got a glass of green tea.
Okay.
And I felt good for the whole rest of the day.
Did you enjoy the green tea?
I did. No, I do enjoy it. It's just coffee's so much easier.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, some chips or something is easier,
Yeah.
but instead popping some berries or a little dark chocolate.
Almonds, like I love almonds, but it's like I can't stop eating them. But you know what stops me? When I get the ones that aren't salted.
Oh, yeah. No, those
Then
aren't
it's like,
good.
okay, I'll take 8. Okay, thank you.
The thing is, there's so many great supplements that we can do. I know, yeah. Those are, yeah, no. They got to be sliced, too. But yeah, such great ideas there. Thank you, Dr. Talbot. Coming up.